Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the show. Y'all know who I am. I'm Alex Babbitt. We go through this all the time, but you're really here for my guest. Now, this next dude is one of my favorites because as a comedian, he was the guy who I would always see in bomb every time he was on the show with me. I would bomb so much. But he's been an inspiration because when I first started, this was one of the coolest guys in the game. And I might have said that about different people, but man, this dude is hands down cool. Seemed like he figured the game out. So I'm glad to have him here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only Omar Thompson. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Oh my God. What's up, man? Yeah. I'm saying you said it was live, bro. I was telling somebody about bombing at your show at Harlem.
Which one? Dinosaur Barbecue?
The one that was downstairs in the BBQs.
All right.
Downstairs in the BBQs, you had everybody. You always had the most beautiful one because keep in mind, I'm in like high school, like just
Is it high school?
When you first met me, I was like 17, 18.
Wow, you 40 now.
Yeah.
Oh, young blood.
Hey, what's up, young blood? But I remember I used to go there all the time, and I would trek from Brooklyn, hoping to get a guest spot, right? And you would have the most beautiful woman. You had a fan. You were the go-to fan base guy. Had a full fan base, show was always popping. You had a dude pull up. I think he was a stripper or something. And he was some short.
The midget one?
He was kind of short. Yeah, he was a short dude.
I had one midget though. He was my cameo, the promoter.
I don't know, but he was like fit. And he pulled out baby oil out of his pocket. Like you had some wild shows, bro. In the middle of a comedy show. Yeah, it was always the funny, but you always had like you would give out food, like you had the food, the comics got food. I ain't never got the food because I was the paid comic at the time.
Got built up for that. Built up for food.
Yeah, but it was just always like cool, and you just had this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Has that always been like the case? Like, and Harlem's own, by the way, just to give you the credit.
I didn't always have it, man. I had a show. My first few shows in Harlem was the worst. I had one show right by my old neighborhood, like one block from my neighborhood. I grew up there for like my whole life. And it was always empty. And I'm like, yo, why y'all not coming to my shows? Like, yo, when your next show? I'm like, it's next week. I'll be there. They won't come. They're like, yo, where you at, bro? I'm like, I'm right here. We in here. We like,
I'm in the bag.
I know.
Just come to the bag.
Yeah, man, it was tough, man, growing up in this game. But you gotta figure it out. Take some time to keep on doing these shows, and you gotta do a lot of bad ones to get the good ones. A lot of bad ones.
I see the pain in your eyes.
Yeah,
you're trying to
communicate to you. It's bad, man. I had one show in the Bronx, but I cried every show. Cause I was like so nervous to go on stage and not know what I was doing. Like I was hosting for the first time in my life really. And it was like hard cause I wanted to be a good host. And I was like, yo, what am I doing wrong? And this guy came to my show every week. And he would just heckle me every week. The show was like really like not well attended.
It was just him.
He had like 5 people there. He'd come every week like, yo, come on, do another joke. I'm like, I got 4 jokes, bro. I'm just starting this shit out. And he was just
when you knew your heckler by name, James, stop, bro.
His name was Barry. Barry is his name.
See,
yeah.
Just came to fucking
Barry.
roast.
Every show roast me, man. I'm like, yo, it got to end. And it didn't. Right away.
How much I'm gonna laugh on this one?
Nah, cause I had to keep on going. He just know what, like, we became friends. And it took a lot of time, man, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. A lot of not quitting when you want to quit. Yeah.
When I first met you, you gave me a gem. Because, kind of going in between the hood scene, the clubs, and I don't even know if you remember this, but I remember you telling me this, like, yo, you got to get around, bro. I've done this. The hood sometimes has a cap. I remember you saying this. I never forgot. He was like, it has a cap. You realize, I've done the Apollo. I've done the Garden. I've done these things. But when you do it in a hood atmosphere, sometimes it just has a ceiling. He's like, you gotta focus on building your fan base. Like, I remember you telling me that particular, because I think you were like headlining Caroline's at the time. Mm-hmm. And you was just like, yo, I could do this same thing with my fan base, and I never have to be concerned about somebody taking it from me.
Yeah.
Have you always kind of, what is that? How'd you even, like, we do origin story. How'd you even get to that? Because you're from Harlem. How'd you get to that narrative or understanding?
Of knowing I can like pack my own shows out. I had a show in Queens. I'm from Harlem. I had a show in Queens. I would go there every week. And I have a marketing and management background. So I had that background already. So I would do the shows. After the show's over, I would go around to each person with a pen and pad and get their number. Get the number and their email address. Part of it to be a creep. Part of it to be, hey, this is a good show. We'll come back with more shows.
That's why everybody was mad at your show. You were shooting.
With my shot out. But I had a list. What happened was I wound up having a list from every show. I had one from Brooklyn, one from Queens, one from Harlem, one from Boston, one for Philadelphia, one for Connecticut. So I would go to these different states or different shows. I would have a list. I would just send a blast like, yo, I'm being in your city doing a show, come through. And I might have something like, even in Philly, I might have like 80 people, 9 to come. That's not bad. Most people had no following, so I had some kind of following building up. So I started seeing like, if I do a show somewhere, I put a post out, they'll all come to the show. As long as I'm keeping in contact with these people. Because then I learned later on, take that same energy and you can build your own brand. You can kind of like really make some money for comedy. People come to see you and you're funny. So I don't gotta use the mainstream like machine. I can build my own machine, and that's what I did.
It's fucking cold. That's cold as hell, bro.
Yeah.
For real. And it's like, you seem to have like a casual but clear sense of confidence. Has that always been the case? Like early on starting out, were you the guy who you was like, yo, I knew I was funny, knew I was gonna be the greatest comedian, blah, blah, blah. Was that your...
I was in between. I think to be a good comedian, you gotta be humble and cocky at the same time. You gotta be like that little gray area, like, yo, you cocky enough to know like, I can smash this bitch. Or you humble like, you know what, this might not be my night. Or this guy here doper than me. This guy's mad dope, so I'm gonna just kind of fall back and play my little position. So I just had always had this like middle ground, I know I was funny, even as a new comic. I knew even when I was bombing, like I'm bombing, but I know I'm ahead of my time. These jokes will be funny next year. Right now, they gonna get. So I was bomb like, no wait, I bomb, but nigga, like I'm in the future. Future this shit.
I'm not bombing right now.
Like, y'all bomb. What? I'm killing y'all in the future.
I say them last for tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's what it's going.
Tomorrow's laughs, nigga. I'm just now. Hold
I'm
on.
working on tomorrow's laughs today.
Hold on for next year. So it worked out, man. I just doing them shows and repeatedly keep on like build your fan base, build your confidence. So I got to the point where I just started like as time went on, I became like almost a threat to other comedians. I was like, yo, this guy is like, the young guy is kind of cocky and confident. Not really cocky, but he's like too confident. Let me humble him. So I try to humble myself like this. I'm not even, yes sir. It's like,
bow down.
Yes, sir. About like, leave me alone. Let me grow in peace. And it worked.
Yeah.
Let me grow in peace. Yeah.
Yeah, and I see that, and seeing you around a lot, you've kind of adapted in a very fascinating way to me, because most comics try to stay in just being a comic, and we actually have this conversation off air. But you're also leading into the business element of it too. Like you already kind of did with the marketing and all of that, but you're now going into, like, we actually so happen to be filming in your studio space. This is yours. Yeah, and it's like, dog, that's impressive. Like, hats off to you.
Thank you.
For real. And not only not too many black artists have an outlet that they get to see that, but then also you deciding, like, I'm gonna do this. What was that, bro?
I learned my lesson from Caroline.
It's very specific to that.
I know the exact day I learned this lesson. So I was doing Caroline's for the first time, and I packed it out. I was excited. Sold out show. They cut me a check for like, I think it was like $1,500. I'm like, yes, my biggest check at the time. I'm like, this is great. So they booked me again like a month later. Sold out again. Same number, same everything. I got like $1,250. I'm like, why my numbers went down? Like, I had the same exact people here last time. And I was like, yo, like, and I did it again, packed it out again. And I'm like, they kept on going down. I'm like, why? They keep on giving me less money. I said, I'm promoting the show, hosting the show, booking the show, I'm headlining the show, and I said, I don't even need them. I can do my own show. Why I'm coming here? Like, all right. Cause like once you get the stamp, like, all right, you Carolina or any kind of club you are approved to be on. I mean, you got the stamp by the community, you're good. So I just started renting my own place, renting my own theaters out, my little venues out, and I seen that you can make way more money if you just kind of like work harder. You work harder, you do more, you make more money. And I got tired of like being like dicked around. Like, nah, I want to cut the middleman out. Right from, product right to the consumer, no middleman. And I started doing that, and then
Did you used to sell drugs? This is real drug dealer.
No.
This is real.
No, it's marketing. That's business.
Yeah.
That's business right
You
there.
go to college for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's business, right? Business 101. Supply and demand. So I started even coming here, like, you know what? Like, why I'm gonna keep on going to any other club and lending my services? Well, I can do it in my own club and just kind of like cut all the middlemen out. And then I can also pay people fair amounts of money. I mean, I think comics sometimes they be dope comics, but they don't get paid how they should get paid, at least in my heart. Mm-hmm. So now I can like, yo, come here and can you get some of the door? You can work hard. I'll give you extra. Just go harder. I can teach people how to build their own brands here. And I have all creative control. No one can tell me now it's not gonna work. I can do a no sock show. Just like, y'all come in here with no socks. You gotta wear no socks.
You can't wear socks.
You can't wear socks in the show. We're gonna try something. They can't say, nah, I don't think it's gonna work. Well, I'm gonna have it. This is my venue. When I say no socks, I mean no socks.
Just a bunch of funky ass feet.
The funky comedy show.
That's what it's called. Yeah. Funky feet comedy. You be smelling feet like, it smell too good. Get the fuck out.
Everybody got Febreze and shit in the audience.
But you really just take it in your own hands, man.
Yeah, you have to, bro. You really have, like, not even comedy, it's life. You can't sit back and wait for somebody to give it to you. You gotta go and get it, bro. Nobody gonna give you shit. You gotta go out there and get it. Like, you here doing that? You out here getting your.
You sure you ain't sell drugs? Like, this is drug dealer level motivation right now,
bro. This is Harlem motivation right here, bro. This is entrepreneurship. This is black entrepreneurs. This is black excellence right here, bro.
It feels like I'm talking to Diddy. You know the Diddy video.
You can do it. Yes, I can. Nah, you gotta get it, bro. Like, I'm just tired of seeing. I'm tired of the same old game. This is the same old game. Go here, go there. Go to this comedy club, eat the chicken wings, say how good the wings are. You sit here, then go over here. I'm like, when will it stop? This is everybody in the same line. Like, somebody gotta do something different, and I guess I'll be the person. Mm-hmm. See how it works.
Were you inspired by anybody, because we kind of go through this in segments, so it's like, were you inspired early on by somebody who's just like, yo, this is kind of how I want to live my career, live my life? You know what I mean?
I was inspired by a comedian named Capone. He had the business part of comedy down packed. And before I met Capone, I was like his little mentor.
You were his mentee.
I was his mentee. And I would see a black man for the first time in my life who had things. I mean, I'm from the hood, from the projects. I've never seen a black man.
You had a pops?
My pop died when I was younger.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean to get sad. You know what it is? I got a dad, so I heard that.
You one of those niggas. You one of them dad-ass niggas. God, you dad-ass.
I got a dad, so I heard you say that and be like, wow, can't relate.
Dad, kill, nah. So, being in the hood and being where I'm from, I didn't see a lot of black men who had things. You didn't see, you had the same old typical drug dealers, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. So I seen him, I remember he had like an Escalade. I'm like, this is nice, like a little, like, this is nice. One time,
like he bagged you.
Yeah, like, oh my God, this is so good. You didn't see. So that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And we would go to his businesses. He had a barber shop, he had a restaurant. And then one time he showed me his crib. We was going somewhere, like, yo, stop by my house, drop something off. We went there, so he had a 3-car garage. I'm like, oh my God, he had like a broken, it was a hot tub. It was fucked up, but it was, you get the picture. It was there. It was totally fucked up. But
it was on wheels.
The concept was there. Like, he had something like, so the house, like, this is cool, man. So I'm like, I want this thing. Sometimes you got to see it to be able to achieve it. If you don't see it, you can't achieve it. So I was seeing like, oh, it's possible. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get mine.
That's what I love about like the hood. It gives you that I'm gonna get mine.
You have no choice. I'm from the bottom. I got nowhere to go but up, so I'm gonna get mine. So yeah, I got nowhere to go but up. Nowhere.
Was it bottom? Because people say that shit, but then really came from like middle class.
Bro, you come up right now, bro. We all get shot. She be different. You bad nigga pie. They hit the cameras and shit.
What part of Harlem are you from?
East side. I was born.
Ooh, the shadowy part.
Yeah.
Wait.
But I'm a real Harlem dude. I'm East side and West side. So you know you some real Section 8 shit when you on every part of Harlem.
Wherever it's cheap.
Wherever cheaper. So yeah, I was on the East side of Harlem in the projects. My grandmother worked at Harlem Hospital when I was a kid. She was a nurse there. I lived on the West side. I lived in the middle parts. I lived all over projects, tenement buildings, everything. Everywhere in Harlem. So.
Yeah, but it was always like P's, low income, trying to figure this the fuck out. Raised by your mama and grandma.
My mom, single parent. Trying to figure it out. Busting her ass to work a job, going to school, working 2 jobs, take care of kids. I mean, so you seen that hustle. Like she had to go and get it. So if I didn't see her get it, then I wouldn't know how to get it.
And did you ever feel, because I grew up in Tompkins P's. Now, luckily in my teenage years. Yeah, I grew up in the P's. Yeah. It's because I had a dad.
No, yeah. Well, I had a dad.
And in the P's.
Like, he was different, right? Nigga special.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I grew up in the P's. I moved out when I was like 13, but like to 1 block over. So we was in an apartment now, but it was just one.
Oh, so you upper class P's.
Yeah, it's like that.
You right there. Like you
Yeah, but I stopped hanging around certain people.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So you like 1 block from the hood. Like
my dad, so here was the trick. I lived in the P's, but my dad always exposed me to I lived in the P's, but he would take me to like a fencing class one time. It was the free trial.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like in my memory, I'm like, yeah, I went fencing. Yeah. And he would take me to karate one time.
Get the fuck out.
Before they charge. So I got exposed to a lot of shit.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of changed, and my pops was very much so not necessarily keeping me in, and I had my mom and stuff like that too. My mom was a social worker up in the Bronx.
Okay.
So essentially, it always boiled down to they tried to expose me, like what you got.
Yeah.
You got exposed to new, I got exposed to stuff. So that's why I don't carry myself a certain way, if that's what you perceive.
Yeah, I got to see the trench coat. I knew he was different. He was different. You like
I got mysteries to solve. I came in here like there's a crime afoot.
It was sleuth or looper.
I'm just sitting there like this. Oh man, but it's the truth, man. Exposure, is key in a lot of ways. You don't even realize it. I think when you're young. Like, did you have a time period where you was like because some of my friends were like this, young hotheads.
Yeah, of course.
You can't just blame everything on. I'm from home.
You're like, nigga, how you not? Like, you gotta survive this place.
Yeah.
You can't be like, yo, I'm gonna go fencing and just like.
Niggas be cool with it.
Cool with it. They're like, no, fencing.
No, I didn't tell nobody. It's a secret.
Nah, like, where I'm from, I grew up in Harlem in the 90s where it was like really, really tough. And it was like they had new gangs coming out. It's just when they first came to the city, so it was a lot going on. I was back in the hood, and you had to have some edge to you. You had to. And I think that same edge helped my comedy career. I was able to travel around. I had a certain amount of I carried myself a certain kind of way. So people they wouldn't test me. I can go to Brooklyn, Queens. I'm like, all right, I can literally have a show and just joke on somebody and not feel like I'm get beat up. Cause I can beat people up too.
Because I can fight.
You can fight too. So like, yeah, just take these jokes, fam. Just take these jokes.
But you never. It seemed like so. If worse come to worse, you'd be like, I got hands. Was that your go-to?
Yeah, man. I got tested like 2 times in my comedy career with my hands. Yeah, one was a comedian and the other was a fan. Not fan.
Why your fans?
No, wasn't fan.
I love you.
I love you, bro. Love your jokes. Show. I had a show in Queens, and I'm doing a show, and it's like the bad part of Queens, and this is a rap group. I got these rap groups, some rappers. They're like 10 deep. They came with the bottles, everything, the girls, everything to the club, to the show. And this guy, like the bathroom was behind me. He had to pass me to go to the bathroom. So I was snapping on everybody. They passed me, I'll get on everybody. So the stuck dude passed me like, yo, don't say nothing. Right, in front of everybody, like trying to sun me on the stage. So now I gotta say something.
Yeah.
So I hit him up, boom, boom, hit him up, and he go to the bathroom. Then he comes back. And the guy go, ooh, he's back. I'm like, yo, chill, man, you go. No problem, dog. He passed me, keep lighting him up. Out of nowhere, yo, like a chicken bone. Yo, it had to be honey mustard too. Hit my chest. Pow! I seen it come in like he was like from far, like
He chucked this shit like it was Scully.
pow! I was like, oh! I'm like, Bruce Lee? He's like,
Because it was delicious.
I remember my first reaction was like, I just dropped the microphone and chased him. In mid-show. I don't know what I was thinking about. I don't know what my reaction was like, get the killer.
You know I don't eat chicken.
Get out of my show. You dishonor my production.
You dishonor my show.
I got outside, it's like 18 like rapping gang members like, yo, get the gun. Right? I was like, oh shit, why I'm out here? I forget about what.
I'm not safe.
Then the owner said, yo, chill, it's Omar, he's the comedian. Don't kill him, he's our host every week. like if I wasn't the host, he's like, nah, he good. He's some
We need him
next week. Don't treat this guy. I'm like, okay, you got it.
You stayed alive just because you had a booking.
Yeah, like, yo, if I had a book, you'd be dead. Yeah, man, I remember one time I did a show and the promoter put a gun at me at the show. It was like...
Here's the thing that made me laugh about that. I know it wasn't for a lot of money.
It wasn't. It never is, yo. They're like, yo, give me $10,000. It never... Yo, it was $50, yo. $50.
I know, because I know this type of shows. Niggas be trying to haggle you, be like, yo, I can't afford to pay you right now. Be $15. You be like, what is going
I'm
on?
gonna die for this on New Year's Day? $50? Take it. Yo, yeah.
So look, do you really want this? He put it on the table and just look at you.
I'm like, God damn.
Not even drug money is $50, bro.
Yeah, but I wouldn't take that shit away. I like all the experiences that they made me who I am today. And I wouldn't, I feel like an honor to even like rep my community. You know what I mean? Like I think anybody can no offense to any other comedian, but can go and take the traditional routes. That's easy because you know the chance of what happened. Mm-hmm. It takes something different to go and stay in the community and build when they have the talent to go downtown. Mm. Not like I'm not qualified to go downtown. Like I'm.
No, and I've seen you. I've seen you. Like when you do step out and go into the scene, bro. I've seen you destroy something crazy.
I mean, I got the credits, got the reputation. It's like, but I feel like sometimes in our communities, we get that little fame or reputation, and we just, I'm good, thank you, I'm out. And then you need it the most here. People gotta see you here. Like they want to yo, it's possible for you to make it in this area. And I mean, so that's for me. That's like my own personal thing. Like
yeah. And you still doing the scene because you was just on Michael Che's show?
Yeah, I'm still on the scene. I just love, when it's times I walk down the street and people like, yo, I get stopped. Yo, and cars in the middle of they just stop traffic. Omar, we love you, bro. Like, thank you. We support you, bro. Like, that, yo, what we do for the community, we love the drink. Like, that means something to me. I've seen comedians who got big time shows on big network, big TV networks and stuff that no one knows them in real life. I mean, I like it. People in New York City at least, I got a nice fan base of people who support what I do in my
community. Comedy Luke Cage.
It could be that.
Luke Cage, you out in the community.
Yeah, I'm out in the community. I'm outside. I'm accessible.
The Avengers, they could go to space. I like Harlem.
I like Harlem. Like, what, I want to go to Hollywood and make $10 million? Nigga, no. I want $58 for 137th Street.
But I gotta fight for it.
Fight for it. Spend my money, motherfucker, for the community. It's for you. I'm doing it for you.
Community like, who are you?
It's me.
It's me.
The community comedian.
The community
comedian.
Oh man. But it's luckily enough you come from a solid community because Harlem is like a mainstay of comedy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always been comedy shows here. You had a comedy club for a while here that was thriving, going crazy. I ain't gonna get into the details, but I didn't know if it was too hot to talk about real issues.
Yeah, you didn't talk about it.
Yeah, man, so what's going on? Who you owe? Nah. No, I'll say this. That, you know, I've been inspired by you because of how you learn to go through this scene where it's like, all right, even if it doesn't always play out the way you want it to play, you at least try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you had an incident, I don't gotta go into all the details, but I'll say you went into an incident where there's some stuff going on with the government, this, that, and the third, either way. But
It's not crazy.
yeah, I know it sounds crazy. It's like Wesley Snipes. But but you know, to hear your story and kind of what you told me. If you want to talk about it, you can. I don't know if that's.
I really can't right now.
Yes, I know it's still hot.
But I think, I mean, overall, it's like it's something where when the time is right, it'll come out, and I think it's God's time, bro. Like everything that happens is God's time. I mean, well, even sometimes when things happen to you that's bad, it end up being good. Sometimes I remember one time when I was homeless. And I was homeless for like a good, almost like 6 months to a year. I was homeless. And I was like, this is the worst thing that ever could happen to me. I was always depressed and sad. And then as time went on, maybe like 6 years later, like, yo, that's the best thing that ever happened to me, was me being homeless.
Really?
Yeah, so like sometimes you might be in a bad situation, not knowing there's a light.
That's a blessing like around the corner.
Yeah, and that you might have to go through something to get to that next step.
Yeah.
If you don't go to this thing, you can't get there.
Yeah.
So that's something that, I mean, I'm always happy to understand that now, and I just see the glass half full, you know, all the time.
You know, it's weird. You never came across to me like a jaded person or anything like that. Yeah. But do you feel like that ever?
Nah, like you know what's funny? I've been doing comedy about 20 years now, 18 years. I work with like a lot of the stars that that's popping today. I mean, I work with them. I mean, for a long time, Little Rel and Amy Schumer and all these people. I work with Eric Andres and Hannibal. All these people I work with, I knew them personally, or I still know them personally. Is like what kept me grounded was that I always like wanted people to win, and when they win, I wasn't like, oh, look at this nigga right here. That wasn't my energy. Like, nah, that's dope, man. Like, when it's my turn, I can't wait for my turn. I just always had that energy, so I never like focus on people's success. I focus on what I'm trying to do and always give them their respect. And I'm happy in the game. I'm never like concerned about what the next person's doing or trying to beat them or trying to be better than them. No, like that's their blessing.
Yeah.
And that helps me out a lot.
You never get JD. You're never the guy who's like, yo, you winning, so it's taken away from me. Blah blah blah.
We all can win. We all can win. I see that. We all can eat. We all can make money. We all can get on TV. We all can be on movies. And sometimes everything's not for everybody too. You know what I mean? Somebody like you might be all good comedians at one point, and you might end up being a TV personality. Somebody might end up being a TV producer. Somebody might end up being
We gotta stop for a second. You good? Never mind, I don't know what these signs mean. Somebody in my, with some technical issues, don't worry about it. I didn't know what that meant. But it's all good, it's all good. Somebody might end up being a TV personality.
You know, like you got all got their roads, so just enjoy the journey. Mm-hmm. Enjoy the journey, that's what I do.
I respect that heavy. So I'm gonna take a quick commercial break real fast. Aaron, what do you want to say?
That's the yellow for when you hit 30.
Oh shit, that's what that meant. Okay, we don't gotta take a commercial break. We can keep doing this, but I would like to thank our sponsors that we will get. I appreciate y'all. I can't wait. We get back to the interview with Omar Thompson. Oh man, I love. Once again, I'm big on like spreading positivity and energy and stuff like that. So I'll ask you two more questions before we'll kind of wrap. One. Would you consider yourself like a writer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I write on stage, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm a writer, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you write on stage, like that's your writing process?
Not all the time. It's like every now and then I would just sit down and write, and I would get bored, like, oh, it's just so good. I'm like, I'm forcing myself, like, ugh. But I'm on stage, I can like come up with dope premises right there, or just like right now, me talking. That's gonna be my writing style. I could talk to you about something, and I can just keep on. I mean, just
Tagging it, adding more.
And I did take writing classes as a younger comic. Took improv classes at UCB.
Yeah.
Writing classes at UCB. So I wrote a bunch of sketches. I had a bunch of sketches on YouTube years ago. I was doing that heavy. So I love writing. Writing is great. I'm just not one of them guys that gonna sit there and like every day is like writing a whole like 15 minutes of new material every day. I'll write new material on stage, live. I'll do that all the time.
Yeah. And because that's weird, because your personality too. Like, yes, you're a comic.
Like you too. You're the same way, bro.
Hey, bro. Come on, my guy. There's greatness in the room. I don't know if y'all see it, but you can feel it through the camera. Come on.
Nah, like I saw you on stage sometimes. You be in your zone and you create magic each show.
I appreciate that.
And that's why some people you have fans that come to you every single time. Like, like I saw them like 8 times already. It's always a different feel.
Yeah, I gotta tell people. Like sometimes I don't promote shows because I know people will come. Like sometimes like I'm just like in the scene. So you running from one show to one show to one show, and then, one thing I try to pride myself on is if a person's a fan of me, I have time to talk to you.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna tell you to come if I don't have the time and I'm running, because that's not fair to you. I feel like the full experience is getting to know them, and I feel like that's one thing I will say about every one of your shows that you've put together. The people who come feel like they know you.
Oh yeah.
And you show them love. You might even know their first, last name. They might even not be that close with you, but you know them. And that's amazing. Because some people get fans and like shit on their fans and act like they too good for their fans. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, the fans make you, you know what I mean? Depending on who you are. Like the fans, they support you, they come to your shows, they hype you up, they build you up. I mean, they buy your merch. They comment on your on Facebook or Instagram. I'm proud of you. Good luck, man. Keep it going. They kind of inspire you to keep it going. They inspire you to do a lot of things. So if you don't treat them right, who you gonna treat right? I mean, so like you being funny. Some people I know comics who are just funny, but they have no personality outside of their stand-up set. And like, how can you like kind of acquire fans? They're like, you're not even personable. You're an asshole. Like, I mean, like, and that's cool sometimes too. But like me, I like to do a show, and I'll go to the bar, and we can go to the bar and talk and drink and talk all night long with a random person. I'm that kind of person, so.
Fuck with it. Fuck with it heavy, and I feel that resonate. So we'll end this one more thing once. Thanks again, bro, for real.
No problem.
Last thing, this is your camera. We like to end the episode with a gem. Y'all know what section of this is? It's the part where we say, hey, if the person watching, they are you, younger you, or resonate with your mindset, like they come from your vein of artistry, of mentality, of life. It might be another Harlem dude right now. What's a message or gem that you would like to give them?
To younger me, I don't just say. I just know, just keep on doing what you want, what you plan on doing. Commit and execute. And one day you'll be where I am, which is right here in my own studio, doing an interview in your own shit, in your own community, on the way to make millions.
Yeah, that's fire, yeah. I fuck with that shit heavy, bro. For real. That was fire. It was all dramatic and shit.
Yeah.
You ain't blinking nothing.
That's it.
I love you. I'm doing this for you. My God, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the episode. Thank you again, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Thank y'all for subscribing. I love y'all to death. Always appreciate you. Let's keep growing. My name is Alex Babbitt. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Hey guys, thank y'all for watching Behind the Mic Stand. If y'all enjoyed it, as I think you did, because you made it to the end, like, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button so you hear the subscriptions and shit. You know how it works. Just like it. Stop skipping this part and do it right now. Somewhere right here. I think it's right here.